Started. Alrighty, we're here and we are live. Welcome everybody to our Wellness from the Inside Out event. My name is Michelle Stuchel and I'm an Emerald Ambassador with Plexus, and we are so thankful that you took time out of your busy schedules to join us. We recognize that you have a lot of choices with your time and we don't take that lightly. So we really value your time. And right with that, I'm going to go ahead and introduce you to one of my favorite people in the whole world, Deirdre Goulard. She is a wonderful friend of mine, and I'm going to let her introduce herself.
Hi. I am a mom of two little ones, 5 and 2, and Plexus has really just changed our lives. I'm so thankful to be able to share with you. And what I've been learning on this journey has been how really God has designed our bodies. So if you look at the immune system and just really the intricacies and the power of it, our bodies are designed actually to live up to 120 years. It's not normal for them to start falling apart at 40 years or even 12 years or 5 years. So that means something is critically wrong. And so being made in the image of God, he has placed in us systems, defense systems that are smarter than any AI computer we could build. It is faster, stronger, and more has more agility than anything actually out in the world. That includes like viruses, bacteria, fungi, and different things. So when you start to understand and gain the knowledge and walk in it, of knowing how to add the tools that we have on this earth, when our bodies have been basically affected where it's not working as optimally, then we use those tools to come in and start to help move it forward in the right direction. Because I want you to think of a ship. When you have that rudder off even a slight degree, what's going to happen 10,000 miles down the road or down the ocean? It's going to be way, way off. You're going to end up in a country you weren't even planning on, at that 10,000 mile mark. The same with our bodies 10 years from now. So if your body's a little off 10 years down the road, it's going to be in a place that you were like, I didn't know this was going to happen. I didn't know what was going on. So in understanding that is really key and really important. And we've accepted a lot of what is normal in our health struggles, and they're actually not true. All this is not supposed to be normal. Our bodies are made to repair themselves. I mean, you just go into all the science and it is phenomenal and strong. And being made in the image of God, I want you to think how incredible he is. And like just looking at the image of who God is and us is beautiful and strong. So now we gain the knowledge. And so what happened was I believed that there was an answer. We struggled, and I knew that that there was something out there, and I was not going to sit and it just be something normal that we were just going to deal with for the rest of our lives. And so I searched, we tried things, we tried everything. And Michelle, do you want me to just go into my story? Or okay. So what happened is we get married, and my husband had always struggled with IBS. He had for decades. And so he ended up at one point being bedridden for 3 months with his IBS. And we had a little 2-year-old. And that was really hard for our family. And so we had tried many supplements, many different things. We were clean eating, just doing all the things, and nothing gave him that optimal health. So I put him on it. That's when Michelle, I love sharing because she didn't know what was going on in our lives. And when she came in, I was like, oh my gosh, tell me more. And so we started taking it. In 2 weeks, he could work more. And then my oldest had started becoming allergic to almost every food. We had her whittled down to chicken and rice. And even that was starting to become an issue. So I was like, you know what, genetically, they're very similar. I'm going to dose it to her body weight and, start healing her from the inside out. So I started doing that. Fast forward 2 years, she's 5 years old. This past December, we took her into the pediatrician, had her blood work done, no allergies. We had an EpiPen and we had Benadryl that we had to keep on hand just in case something random she touched and started breaking out in rashes. the pediatrician told me that her blood work was the cleanest she had ever seen a kid in her 20 years of practice. And I was just like, well, thank you, God. And she had heard of Plexus, and she said, keep doing whatever you're doing. She did ask us if we ate all organic, and I was like, no, I wish we could afford that. Not yet. And then for me, I had severe fatigue, brain fog. Everyone told me that was actually normal as a mom. And so I just sort of accepted it, like that's just what happens. Well, here's the deal. I did not have to be tired all the time. There's a tired when you don't sleep, and then there's a fatigue when you like are going from coffee to tea to caffeinated to sugar. I was eating a pan of brownie every 4 days. That's a lot of sugar, guys. And so 2 weeks on the products, I took a bite of brownie, put it down, walked away. It was amazing. 4 months in, it was like a light switch went off, and it was all of a sudden everything went from black and white to Technicolor. And I had energy to play with my kids. I could remember things again. I was like, oh, this is how I used to operate and remember things and remember my kids' names. So it was just such an impact and life-bringing. Now, it took time and consistency, but when we put in those two things, the compound interest of those two was incredible for our family, and we got our lives back. I mean, just got them back. It was amazing. So thank you, Michelle.
I love that, Deirdre. Thank you so much. I love your story so much. I'll share with you all my short version of a very long story. Basically, I had awful allergies that would turn into sinus infections, allergy-induced asthma. I had sleep apnea. I had to take Benadryl to sleep every night because the postnasal drip was so awful. Because of the sleep apnea, I was always sucking down coffee and tea just to make it till bedtime. I mean, to say that I was stuck in survival mode was an understatement. I homeschooled my kids, and at that point, I was just looking for a yellow bus and wanted to put them on it as long as they would come back to me safe, because I was exhausted. My cholesterol and triglycerides were through the roof. Based on my genetic profile, they told me I was in the second highest category for heart disease. I was always had digestive issues. I always looked 5 to 6 months pregnant. Funny story to show you what I mean. When my in-laws came to visit me, the first words out of my mother-in-law's mouth was, "You didn't tell us you were expecting." I'm not. Welcome. It's going to be a great trip. So when I say that I was bloated, I mean really bloated and always needed to go to the bathroom. Well, always needed to, but never did. And I also had immune challenges. I never felt good. I had such brain fog. I could barely think clearly in the afternoon, always needed to nap. And then I had a lot of female challenges. And then I got pregnant at 42 years old, which was a complete surprise. And the doctors put me on antibiotics the month before I gave birth, which made my health just tank again. Now, please understand, in the meantime, I tried everything that I could think of to get healthy. I went gluten-free, dairy-free, I juiced, I did detoxes, bentonite clay detoxes. I mean, you name it, I did it, except for acupuncture because I don't do needles. And so to say that I was a skeptic when Plexus came along is an understatement. But I was desperate for change. I needed to feel better. And there was something inside of me that said, there's got to be more. Just to give you an idea of how bad it was for me, my allergist, who I was on a first name basis with, said, if your husband, who is an assistant U.S. attorney specializing in appellate work, he said, if your husband can get a job outside of Savannah, you need to take it because you will never feel good here. Just so you understand what I'm talking about. Like, I never felt good. In fact, I don't really remember much of my 2 oldest girls' childhoods because I just felt awful. So fast forward, and Brittany Howard, one of my best friends, shared with me, I started out of total desperation. Fast forward 9 months, I came off all medicine. I have not had one prescription since. I don't crave sugar and carbs. I've lost extra baby weight. My blood work is better than ever. My doctors have told me, whatever you're doing, keep doing it because you're in the best health of your life. I turned 48 at the end of June, and I look and feel better than I did in my 30s. So when I say Plexus has changed everything for me, I mean, everything. And it's done that for my middle daughter too. She was on the same track that I was, living on Singulair, allergy medicine, albuterol, breathing treatments, got sick all the time. And you know what she's on now? Plexus. And there's a reason why. Well, I remember talking to Brittany and she said, you know, Michelle, the reason why this will help is because most of the health issues that we deal with in this country have the same root causes. And I'd never heard that before. All I'd ever heard was a doctor treating symptoms. Nobody had ever said to me, why do you, a relatively healthy 36, 38, 40-year-old woman, keep getting sick? They never asked that. I kept on getting slapped prescriptions, slapped medicine, but nobody went to the root. So this was the first time I had heard of a root. And having a food allergy isn't a root. Having a food allergy is a symptom of the problem. And all of these issues, take any of your health issues and Google them with the words and gut health and inflammation and blood sugar imbalance, and you'll see scores of articles, because all of the problems, most of the problems we deal with in this country go back to those roots. And if you give the body what it needs to come into balance, to really address those issues, the body can do amazing things. Like for me, coming off medicine, feeling great, losing the bloat, being regular in the bathroom. Can anybody give an amen how wonderful that is? I'm not on medicine. I have a almost 5-year-old, and I remember her childhood. My husband has his wife back. My kids have their mom back. And now I'm helping others like you. Why? Because I never knew. And that's what we're here to tell you. So let's dig into these products. Our foundational combination is our triplex. And these 3 products literally changed my life. These products address these 3 core health issues of blood sugar imbalance, poor gut health, and inflammation. And let's talk about Slim, our pink drink. Our famous pink drink that you see us posting all about. It comes in a little stick pack and you mix it with a bottle of water. It's absolutely delicious and it balances your blood sugar. Now the science behind this is absolutely amazing. But for the sake of your time, let me just tell you what this will help with. When your blood sugar is balanced, this is what you can expect. Diminished sugar cravings, natural sustained energy through the day, hormonal balance. Let me just say this. Every month, ladies, my kids knew, they knew what time of the month it was for me because I became a stark raving lunatic or a weepy crazy woman. I don't have that anymore because my hormones are balanced. When your blood sugar is balanced, your hormones are balanced because insulin is the mother of all hormones and controls everything. You can also expect normal blood pressure levels, improved cardiac health, normal cholesterol levels, balanced weight. People that need to lose weight will lose weight. People that need to gain weight will gain weight. And people that need to maintain will maintain. You can also expect fabulous sleep and dreams. I actually just came back from an event in Bluffton, and I couldn't believe 3 people said that they dream in Technicolor now when they never got into deep REM sleep. And as somebody with a sleep apnea diagnosis, let me tell you, Plexus Sleep is the best, and I'm so incredibly grateful. You can also expect no more brain fog. I can think clearly in the afternoon. It is so fantastic. And great digestion because it feeds. We've got 2 different formulas of the Slim. One has prebiotic fibers in it to actually feed the good bacteria in your gut. And we have another formula, the Hunger Control, which has dietary fiber to act more as a hunger suppressant. But blood sugar balance is critical as one of the 3 pillars of optimal health, and that's our pink drink. The second product in our triplex is the ProBio 5. Now, everybody today knows that you need a probiotic, right? And everybody's advertising them. I even saw a special K with probiotics. Well, all probiotics are not created the same. ProBio 5 is different than other probiotics on the market for 2 primary reasons. The first is that it's freeze-dried, okay? Most probiotics are heat activated, which means as soon as you put them in your mouth, the bacteria begins to die. Now, that's not going to be helpful. The bacteria needs to get to your gut in order to be effective, and ours is freeze dried, so it will make it there. The second reason why ProBio 5 is unlike any probiotic on the market today is that it has antifungal enzymes to kill off yeast overgrowth. Now, let me do a very, very quick science lesson for you. We all have a little bit of yeast in our guts, and the only reason you're born with it, the only reason you have it is because it decomposes your body when you die. Now, if you've ever had a Diet Coke, taken an antibiotic, popped a Tylenol, everything that we've all done, right? It disrupts the delicate balance of bacteria in your microbiome, in your gut, and it allows the yeast to proliferate. So what does yeast do? Well, it does what yeast does. It starts to decompose you while you're alive. It begins to poke holes through the intestinal lining of your gut, allowing digestive juices, food particles to seep into the bloodstream, wreaking havoc on the body. You can populate your gut with as many probiotics as you want. Unless you kill off the yeast, you're really not getting to the root. And ProBio 5 has those very enzymes to do it. Now, when ProBio 5 does that, it releases toxins into the body as yeast dies. It releases toxins into the body. And the next product in our triplex is BioCleanse, and Deirdre is going to tell you all about that.
So this is one of my favorites. So the ProBio 5 is like if you went to the bathroom and if you never flush the toilet, what would happen? It would be very gross. Things would get back up, stuff going everywhere. So, and it's a little graphic, the BioCleanse is what helps you flush the toilet. And let me go over a couple things. I'm going to look at my notes real quick because it's just incredible. So it's a magnesium supplement, but it also supplies extra O2, which is oxygen, into your bloodstream. So cellularly, you are getting a cleaning out. It's cleaning out viruses, bacteria, fungi, extra food particles, and the science is really incredible. And if you want to know more about the science, contact your sponsor. It's fantastic. But what magnesium does, it also helps with 300 enzyme processes. And what does that mean? It means it's how well your body runs. Just bottom line it for you. And so with magnesium, also you need a carrier to carry magnesium into the cell. And we have that with sodium bicarbonate. And we have a bunch of other extra pieces. So what this does is it helps increase the body's alkalinity, helps increase those O2 levels. And it also, it's not like an herbal cleanse. It's what it's meaning is it's helping your GI tract starting to move. And it's also aiding in your, especially if you're constipated, helping getting those BMs happening every day, because you should be having one after every meal. Because when that happens, you're actually preventing and helping and aiding recovering from diseases, because you're getting those toxins out and your body's not having to handle extra toxic load. And so it helps, like she said, fight fungus in the GI tract with the ProBio 5. So this is also called the dynamic duo. They work together. So you get increased energy, stronger immune system. It helps detoxify and cleanse your GI tract and arteries. That's incredible, because that oxygen piece helps energize you physically and mentally. Helps detoxify.
Sorry about that.
That's all right. I hear myself. Hi. Neutralizes just the acidic conditions that promote pathogens. It enhances weight loss, because why? Most people have 12 to 15 pounds of toxic waste in their gut, and it's getting it out. And it helps support collagen production, which is great for actually GI repair, cellular repair, for your skin, just really the repair process. It relieves constipation. And what that means in immunity, when it supports collagen, what happens is when viruses come in and they attack a cell, it actually causes cellular death. The same with different issues like diabetes. There's cellular death. There's different things that's happening. Well, what this does, it helps boost the body's ability to do cellular repair. And so you have a twofold effect happening on the cellular side and on your GI tract being cleaned out and repaired at the same time. So it's really phenomenal. And then you have what we call, if you add in what's called the X Factor Plus, it is a multivitamin that's fully methylated. Now, the important piece of this is because of the aloe in it, and they just doubled the amount of aloe. And what they found in studies is that aloe, when you apply it topically, it helps increase healing by 121%. Well, when you take it and ingest it, it actually helps. It finds the zip code of whatever is broken and it repairs it right away. It is incredibly more fast and effective. And the reason methylated vitamins are very important is because 60 to 70% of our population is dealing with what's called an MTHFR gene mutation. And what basically that does is it is what helps your body create cellular stuff that you need cellularly, and it's also your cellular detox process. So I want you to think of if you have a garbage disposal and you have it going really slow and you start dumping, food to go down. Well, what's going to happen? That food's actually going to back up. Again, we're going to have a backup happening, and you can dump all the stuff you want in there. What's going to happen? It's not going to change how fast that blade's going. So that's where that methylation piece comes in. When you have it methylated, bioavailable, it bypasses what's happening with that gene, and it makes it where it starts to speed up that grinder, and you start being able to get the nutrients and the different things and the toxins out. And so I'm just going to look here. With X Factor Plus, it helps with menopause and hot flashes, which I know is such a blessing. Helps actually with night vision and brightening your skin, hair, and nails. It boosts your energy and metabolism because when you take that piece with the aloe in it, everything's absorbing 300 times more. This is all your nutrients, not just Plexus. Like whatever you eat, you're absorbing 300 times more. So really amazing. It promotes mental clarity, helps support healthy thyroid function, supports your immune function because 70% of your immune cells are in your gut. Healthy muscle bone function and healthy blood pressure. So the cool part about here is the aloe is that it exceeds the FDA standards by 5 times for an aloe product. And so it is the highest grade of aloe in existence. So that's why you see when you add this to the triplex, it increases and really makes everything way more effective and is very powerful to speed up that grinder and get everything going.
Yeah, I love that. Thank you so much, Deirdre, for that. It's really, we call that the Triplex Plus, the X Factor Plus, the Fab Four. And now let's talk about, because Plexus is definitely gut health for everybody, and that includes our children. And something that we are really, really excited about, and we'll do this a little bit quickly, is our new line for children. We've had our X Factor Kids chewable multivitamin and probiotic for kids. They recently added another strain of probiotic to it, and it has tons of, it's again fully methylated, no added sugar, tastes like a sweet tart. I may have been known to pop a couple when I wanted to get a treat because it's so delicious. But I give it, my Kaya takes it, and I know that she's getting optimal health as a multivitamin. It's giving her amazing amounts of nutrition for her cells straight up and probiotics with no added sugar. And the newest addition to our kids line is Mega Kids Microbiome. It is a drink that, so my kids have Kaya has her own Plexus drink, which she loves, but it is fantastic for brain health, eye health, and gut health. It has 1 gram of prebiotic fibers to feed the good bacteria. It has vegetarian DHA, which is an omega-3, which is critical for brain health, and that's actually found in breast milk. It also has lutein for brain and eye health and choline for brain health. We can send you more information about that, but to say, especially as moms, many of us are moms, I'm thinking about sending our kids back to school. Truly, the best offense is a strong defense. And I can't think of a better way to strengthen my daughter's immunity than with these products, because they're getting the highest grade, wonderfully sourced products to keep her gut health and brain health, eye health, gut health at an incredible high. Now, when I first started this, my Brittany had told me, one of the things I love about Plexus is that it's all about solutions, right? For example, many of you on here are women and we care about what we look like and we care about our skin. So Plexus has come out with an uber clean skin line. I mean, think about it. A lot of the popular skincare on the market has harsh chemicals, and whatever you put on your skin absorbs into your bloodstream. Our Joyome has cleaner standards than the EU. It has 11 active ingredients, and it's good for your largest organ, which is your skin. We have a protein powder called Lean, which has no fillers, no binders, cold pressed whey, and is fantastic for you. I used to spend so much money on organic protein powders that I didn't realize had all sorts of fillers and binders and such. Plexus is all about bringing solutions to the marketplace in terms of health and happiness. And think about it, what Deirdre said at the beginning. What are the two biggest concerns that the world has right now? Health and finances. And more people go to bed at night worried about money than they do about their health until they have a health crisis. And then maybe it flip-flops, or maybe it's in tandem, because how in the world are they going to pay for their health crisis, right? And Plexus truly is an answer for both. Deirdre, if you could just briefly, since we're share a little bit about where you've come from and where you are now.
Yes. So when we started, we were on food stamps, Medicaid, and about 3 months behind in our bills. And it was really hard. Someone actually ended up giving us money. And I looked at my husband and I said, if we don't change our health, we're not going to change our life. And so then I knew that if I started building a business, I knew every man, woman, child had a gut, and that it would be beneficial, because that was basically where everything for your body was broken down and then assimilated. So just wanting to help people, that was huge for us. And so I started just sharing, and now going from food stamps to the next rank in the company, which is 6 figures, is incredible. And that was in probably about a 2.5 year span. But I mean, I have been just blown away with how generous the company has been and how doable they made that, because we were really sick in the beginning, and to be able to get it where we didn't have to worry about the finances of getting it to be able to pay for it was phenomenal. And then I've just been blessed as I've continued to want to just reach out and help people. So it's been amazing.
I love your story, Deirdre. And to me, the numbers made sense. Less than 2% of the population has heard of the word Plexus. And most people around us do not feel their best, right? People think that it's normal to be popping pills and to have prescriptions and for their health to decline, right? People think that as they age, life just goes downhill. No, my life keeps getting better and my health keeps getting better because I'm giving it the right supplements. And so less than 2% of our population has heard of the word Plexus. Everybody has a gut. Everybody needs blood sugar balance and gut health. And we have a solution that people are desperate for. So, we just opened Mexico in March. We're in Australia. We're in Canada and New Zealand. And where we are, if you're a numbers person, when you want to get into a network marketing company is at the bottom of that J curve, right? Before market saturation. And that's where we are. We have less than 200 top leaders in our company. And so when I say the market is wide open, it is wide open. And let me just explain this. You know what my job description is? Here it is. My job description is to help people, to love people and serve them well. Because if I had something on my hands that could help you and I didn't share it, I'd be selfish. And the way that I have built a 6-figure income, and I could have either chosen the Lexus or the lifestyle bonus. I get to take my husband to Hawaii on the company's dime. I've got 3 girls, which means 3 colleges and 3 weddings. And we're not worried about finances anymore. We're on one of the fastest growing teams in the entire company. And we've done that by helping people help people. I feel like I'm the most blessed person around because I get to be a part of people's story. I get to share what these products have done for thousands and thousands and thousands of people. And when I say that it's changed everything for us, I mean that in every sense of the word. And I know that it can for you too, because it has for us. I want to thank you so much. Oh, I also wanted to say this. Right now, you can enroll and do this. We have incredible promotions, incredible sales, and incredible incentives. So you, if you join this month, you could even earn $305 just by sharing your referral link with 3 people. And if 12 people use your referral link, you would earn $1,250. And I can guarantee you, everybody around, go outside and look at, see how many people are wearing masks. Everybody's thinking about these things, and everybody's checking their IRAs, their bank accounts, and you have something on your hands that can help people. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for your time. Talk to the person that invited to your event. I cannot wait to see your journey unfold because I know what it's done for my family. And all the best, and thanks so much for joining us. Have a great night, everybody.